Thanks for joining us here on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schneed. It is Wednesday, October 1st. Tonight, it's our weekly Utah's Missing, a mother of 3 missing for more than 2 years now out of Davis County. Also in the rundown tonight, the latest on the shutdown of the federal government and what comes next.
I just want to find her. We just want to find her. We just want closure, you know.
Madison Madrigal, emotional, speaking about her mother, Tina Marie Jones, missing for more than 2 years now. She was last seen in August of 2023 in Clearfield near the Center Street Bridge. Tina's family recently searched for her and any clues of her whereabouts, but nothing came about from that. I spoke with Tina's daughter back on September 10th, a day that we preempted Utah's Missing for initial coverage of Charlie Kirk's assassination in Orem. Here's part of that conversation with Madison, one of Tina's children, about her mother and the emotions surrounding the last few years. Have you had any sightings of her or anything like that since that day?
No. The last thing we have of her is walking over the bridge in Clearfield, Center Street Bridge, going west. The library there on the corner caught that film, and that's all the footage we have of her, so nobody else has seen or heard from her since that day. Me and my mom had a really good relationship throughout like my whole life. We were really close. She had a good relationship with all 3 of her kids, my brother and my sister. She was the best mom ever. I mean, when I was a sophomore in high school, that's when she started to struggle, and I started to see some things, you know, I was like, what are you doing? Like, she would, you know, like she would think some things that weren't true and stuff like that. But I don't know, at that point, I would take what I could get. Like, she was still my mom, you know, like sometimes it was like she would do weird stuff, but and up until that point, like, she was normal. Like, I don't know what triggered. She was a normal mom. She was great. Like, she was a single mom. My parents got divorced when I was like 8 years old. Or 10 years old, something like that. So yeah, she was a single mom for a long time. Like, she had a job, like she was stable, like going to work, like we had a house, we had everything we needed. We never went without anything. And then something just, like, I don't know, like a midlife crisis, like I don't know, it was weird, and she just lost her job, couldn't keep a job. Yeah, and we struggled a lot in my high school years, like getting evicted from our house because she would stop making the payments. And um yeah, and I don't know. It's a lot, but yeah. Overall, she was a great mom, but she had something, like, she never got diagnosed properly for, you know, her mental illness, so we never really knew like what was wrong with her. She was on meds for a little while, but then she stopped taking them, and it was just this big cycle, off and on, off and on. And I think she went through a lot in her life, and she just didn't take care of it or go to therapy. The detective on her case has been good, I guess. Overall, he is doing what he can, and the last time I talked to him was on August 15th, so like a month ago. And he mentioned that they were going to put out the post the next day, and since it would be 2 years since she has been gone, right? And then he brought up the other things that he wanted to do with the divers and all that. I'm at a loss at this point. It's been so long, and it's taken a toll on my mental health and my siblings and our family. And it's hard to go, like, try to move on from this and live your life, and then get pulled back into it, and then back, it's like this big wave and a roller coaster of emotions, you know.
So at this point, you just want some closure and understanding of.
Yeah, we all want closure. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know, it's not fair. I want to sit and be like, it's not fair. Like, I just, like, I just want to know, like, what, like, it doesn't, I'm sick of saying it doesn't make any sense. I want it to make sense, like this, her just leaving her phone and everything she owns at this person's place that she was only staying at for a few days. Like, I don't even know why she was up there in the first place. Like, I don't know. It doesn't, none of what we're seeing is connecting. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And then she walks over this bridge and there's nothing over there. And she just disappears. Like, where did she go?
Well, a very emotional conversation, and thank you to Madison for sharing all of that with me. Some of the key details in Tina's disappearance here. She was last seen or heard from on August 16th, 2023 at the apartment complex there. You heard from Madison in the conversation. She was staying with somebody for a couple of days, and that was in Clearfield. There was some surveillance video showing her walking westbound over the Center Street Bridge. That was the last time she was seen. Now, her family reported her missing August 28th. So some time had passed to the Clearfield Police Department. And according to a missing persons bulletin, Tina actually left all of her personal belongings in that apartment except for her wallet. If you have any information on Tina's whereabouts, contact Clearfield Police, 801-525-2800. And you can reference the case number you see right here. It is C23-09367. It's been more than 4 months since 15-year-old Kylie Ariano left her home in Garden City, Utah. Kylie would have begun 10th grade recently and would turn 16 later this month. I spoke with Kylie's mother last week, who says she's had no contact with her daughter since late May when she disappeared. Kylie is 5'8", weighing roughly 115 pounds. She has chin-length brown hair, brown eyes, black braces with tattoos. If you have any information on her whereabouts, please contact the Rich County Sheriff's Office, 435-793-2285, referencing case number 25R308. Utah's missing here on 2 News, the only media outlet consistently sharing any updates we can on Kylie's situation. If you'd like to learn more or watch the latest conversation with Kylie's mom, Stephanie, that we had last week, you can find it right now on our KUTV YouTube page. Colin Mills, a Kaysville father of 3, is still missing. His sister Nikki has been sharing daily updates on their search for Colin since he left his home about 17 days ago now. Nikki says that tips have been coming in and police have been investigating those leads. Colin left his home in Kaysville, did not take a phone, wallet, or keys with him, but it's believed he took a gun with him. Family members have organized a number of searches for Colin, combing neighborhoods and asking for any surveillance video from the area around their home. Now, Colin's sister said today she's still holding hope that Colin is still with us. Regardless, she wants to bring him home. There's a $5,000 reward for information leading to Colin. If you have any information or have tips regarding someone you believe even resembles Colin, contact Kaysville Police. To learn more about Colin's situation and his family's push to get him home, we have a few articles right now about this on our website, including this one from last Friday with some of the newer information. You can find them on KUTV.com and search Colin Mills or go to the Utah's Missing tab. Well, this is a new missing persons cold case to share with you on Utah's Missing tonight. Just a few days ago, the FBI shared a bulletin regarding Jose Alfredo Mendoza Sr. with ties to the state of Utah. The bulletin is from the Violent Criminal Apprehension Program of the FBI. Mendoza was last seen visiting family in Scipio, Utah. This was back on May 12th, 2019. Shortly after leaving his family, his phone was shut off and he wasn't seen or heard from again. In October 2019, his vehicle was found nearly 400 miles away in Fremont County, Wyoming. He has obvious family ties to Scipio, Utah, but also Casper, Douglas, Wind River Reservation in Wyoming. He is currently 46 years old, 40 when he disappeared. He has black hair, brown eyes, roughly 5'7", with a sun tattoo on his back. If you have any information, you can contact the Casper Police Department out of Wyoming, 307-797-7118. For continued coverage on Utah's missing cases, be sure to join us Wednesdays, 7 o'clock right here on Arc Salt Lake. We are dedicated to helping Utahns find answers, or closure. Like always, you can reach out to me on social media if you have a case you would like us to look into. Coming up here in Arc Salt Lake, the federal government remains shut down as our elected leaders appear to be holding firm. What needs to happen for a spending bill to pass? Welcome back. We're tracking the federal government shutdown, which will last until at least Friday. No votes scheduled for tomorrow in observance of Yom Kippur. Earlier today, the Senate failed for a second time to get the 60 votes needed to pass a short-term budget. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar reports on how each party is digging in on their position and how all of this could end.
Congress has pulled America into a government shutdown. How will they get out of it? Republicans, with majorities in the House and Senate, insist on passing a House-approved budget to extend current funding levels until November 21st. In a rare opportunity of leverage, Democrats say any budget must be bipartisan as they fight to prevent spikes in health insurance costs when Affordable Care Act subsidies expire at the end of the year.
It's clear that the way out of this shutdown is to sit down and negotiate with Democrats to address the looming healthcare crisis.
Republicans gearing up for a war of attrition, focused on peeling off another 5 Democratic votes needed to pass the stopgap budget.
There's nothing to negotiate. There's no compromises to be had. They'll have another chance later this week and next week, and as long as it takes until the Senate passes the House bill. That's the way we will end this needless Schumer shutdown.
Each side nailing down their messaging. The NRCC, the funding arm for House Republican campaigns, already out with this ad.
Democrats shut it down.
Democrats are pushing for the shutdown, and they will get blamed if it happens.
As for the Democrats' strategy,
Well, it's really the Trump shutdown.
they're under pressure from a voter base hungry to see their leaders fight harder against President Trump's agenda and are counting on real-life impacts of expiring healthcare subsidies to cause Republicans to buckle.
Starting today, people will get notices that their health care premiums could go up as much as $1,000.
Independent Senator Angus King caucuses with Democrats and was one of 3 to cross the aisle and vote for the short-term budget. Not because he liked it, he says, but out of fear for what the White House will do in the meantime.
The irony, the paradox is, by shutting the government, we're actually giving Donald Trump more power.
The White House says mass federal layoffs are imminent and inevitable, but did not give an answer when asked why workers have to lose their jobs instead of being furloughed like in shutdowns past. In Washington, I'm Atra Al-Nashar.
Despite the federal government shutdown, all 5 national parks here in Utah are still open. The Utah Office of Tourism says they've been engaged with public and private partners at all levels to make sure they stay open. However, there will be reduced services and reduced staffing. Utah state parks are unaffected by the shutdown and remain fully staffed. Well, get this, the Midway ice castles will not be returning this winter. Creators say they're taking the year off so they can rework their build process and better adapt the castles to Utah's warmer weather conditions. They plan to bring the tradition back at a later date. Sean Kelly, your response?
This makes sense because I was just talking to my girlfriend 2 days ago about how I wanted to go there this year. So that's just my luck.
That's where you're going with it.
Yeah, that's just my
I
luck.
posted a picture today of my wife and I there back in 2020, and I think that was the first of maybe 2 or 3 times we've been. They're exciting, right? I definitely remember bringing my daughter there, and it was very fun. But when you get there, if it has been warm, you know it, because there's like this soupiness to the snow underneath.
Right, yeah.
And we just haven't gotten those steady cold temperatures that I think they need, that they maybe historically had. At least at some point, it seems.
I mean, that's climate change,
Sure.
and those lower elevations going to suffer the most, the earliest.
We need ice castles at 1,100 feet.
You're going to have to, find a different elevation. It's sad. It's
Hidden
sad.
Peak, Snowbird.
I hope they figure
Ice
it out.
Castles, 2026.
Snowbird, let's get it.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
Snowbird Oktoberfest still going on. It's going to be a little bit snowy, perhaps, there this weekend. Should you go up there, Brian? I know you haven't been up there.
I know.
Could be.
Well,
the
I
time
could
to
get
go.
the best of both worlds. I could get some fall colors and some.
That's right.
Apparently some snow.
Some snowleage, right? We've got temperatures right now into the 70s. Boy, was it beautiful out there today. You can see temperature difference right now, 10 to 14 degrees warmer from 24 hours ago. We're into the 70s right now, up and down the Wasatch Front. 72 in Delta. We're at 74 in Milford, 64 in Heber, 84 in St. George. We've got clear skies, and we've been dealing with a whole lot of sunshine today. It was absolutely gorgeous, but we are already tracking our next storm set to move in as we get towards the end of the week and into the weekend. For tomorrow, a 10 out of 10 day. Full-on sunny skies, temperatures back up into the 80s. Get outside and enjoy it, because here's the day where we start to see some changes. We'll call it a transitional day to more cloudy skies, working its way in on Friday. A few sprinkles and an isolated shower, mainly north and west of the area. Friday night, we start to see some showers moving in, and early Saturday morning, some heavy rain and some storms, and yes, even some snow for the mountains as those snow levels drop throughout the day. Saturday, periods of heavy rain into the afternoon and early evening hours. So your outdoor plans, I think you're going to need to either rearrange them, have them indoors, or maybe wait till Sunday. Notice, though, it's mainly for northern Utah that gets in on this action. Again, snowfall and rain looking likely here. You could see those rainfall totals. Could see some good amounts, a quarter to half an inch on average, but there'll be some isolated areas, just like with the last storm, where we get close to an inch. And likely seeing some snow above 8,000 feet, some accumulating snow above 9,000 feet. Could maybe see a couple inches out there. So that's going to be something that we'll be tracking here. Kind of exciting to see as those seasons starting to really change and looking more and more like that. So those lows overnight, we're down to the 50s and 40s. Beautiful, perfect day tomorrow. We're back up into the 80s here. A whole lot of sunshine. We've got the BYU game on Friday night, kickoff 8:30 p.m. It's a late one. Temperatures for that will be pretty comfortable, but a few showers out there, and it's going to be wet and a bit rainy here for Saturday. Sunday, again, will be the better of the 2 days to be outside. St. George, though, we've got the St. George Marathon, Brian, Saturday morning. 60s for that, then warming up into the 70s. So pretty cool, actually, for St. George for this time of year. So we'll take that. And then across the Wasatch Front, we go from the 80s to the 50s on Saturday with drier conditions into next week. So tomorrow, the best day to be outside, maybe playing some golf, almost like I planned it.
I know. Sounds like we should. I think for the St. George Marathon, that is ideal running condition.
Yeah, it is.
That is beyond expectation, I think, for desert marathon runners,
50s,
which I learned today as a Boston qualifier. I didn't know that, but good luck to all the runners out there. Hope you get your PR. I think if I were to run it, I was just briefed that I would have to run the marathon in 3:05 or less. I could never do that. That is a high number for me and a low number for the best, and I wish everyone luck down there in southern Utah this weekend.
And luckily it's not going to be rainy for them.
Yeah,
too,
that's
so
pretty cool.
Good.
Thanks, Sean. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, the Utah Jazz and the Mammoth getting ready for a new season, the new voice. You'll hear it all, Jazz home games, plus how you can get one of the new Mammoth hockey jerseys when we come back. With the season starting soon, the Utah Jazz just selected a new public address announcer. Her name is Mark Denman.
Yeah, Mark Denman is replacing Dan Roberts, who retired at the end of last season. The Jazz says they hired Denman following a nationwide search. He's previously announced for the Atlanta Braves, Harlem Globetrotters, and Auburn University men's basketball.
You know, I sent Mark a DM this morning. I congratulated him. He got back. He said he was excited to be in Utah. I thought that was great. The Utah Mammoth trading goalie Connor Ingram to the Edmonton Oilers in exchange for future considerations. Under the terms, the Mammoth will retain $800,000 of Ingram's contract. Ingy played in 102 NHL games. He has, and he likely will do more. His career includes 7 shutouts.
And tomorrow, Utah Mammoth fans will be able to purchase the team's official jerseys featuring the Mammoth logo. The jerseys will go on sale at 11 a.m. at the team store inside the Delta Center and online.
See ya.